arrests may follow in Australia and abroad. The government of Thailand and the main Muslim insurgent group in the country are opening dialogue. Pachari Raksawanga in Bangkok is following the story. Pachari, good evening.
Good evening, Jean. A major Muslim insurgency group in Thailand has met with the country's security officials for the first time. They agreed to start peace talks as early as March. Separatist conflict in Thailand has killed thousands of people in the past decade. In mid-February, 16 people were killed in a clash between Islamic militants and security forces in southern Thailand. Buddhists account for 90% of Thailand's overall population, but Narathiwat and two other southern provinces are predominantly Muslim. Separatist conflicts between insurgent groups and security forces have killed as many as 5,000 people since 2004. Insurgency group, the National Revolution Front, which is also known as the BRN, met with Thai security officials in Malaysia on Thursday. National Security Council Secretary General Paradorn Patanathaput is representing the national government in negotiations. He told NHK that the agreement will lead to fruitful peace talks on southern Thailand. Thai Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra met her Malaysian counterpart Najib Razak on Thursday afternoon in Kuala Lumpur. She asked that Malaysia continue its role as intermediary in the effort to resolve the conflict in southern Thailand. Najib pledges continued support. Turning now to Bangladesh, a special war crimes tribunal has sentenced the senior leader of the country's Islamist party with the death penalty. He was found guilty of multiple charges committed during Bangladesh's independence war more than 40 years ago. His party opposes the verdict, saying it is politically motivated. On Thursday, the tribunal in Dhaka passed the verdict on Delwar Hossain Sayedi, the vice president of the country's main Islamic party, Jamaat-e-Islami. The judgment finds him guilty on counts including mass killing during the 1971 independence war with Pakistan. The Jamaat-e-Islami political party is suspected of involvement in massacres during the conflict that left about 3 million people dead. The group denies the allegations. Sayedi is the third member of the party convicted by the tribunal. On February 5th, the court handed down a life sentence for war crimes to another party member, Abdul Qadir Mullah. That ruling prompted a nationwide strike. Protesters set off homemade bombs and confronted police. The Islamic Party called for a general strike to protest Sayedi's expected conviction. Following the announcement on Thursday, supporters of the Islamic Party took to the streets to speak out against the judgment and clashed with police. They're one of the world's most persecuted minorities. Rohingya Muslims from Western Myanmar have been denied citizenship by the government and face sectarian violence that broke out last year. Increasing numbers of them choose to flee by sea in rickety boats. But those who survive the dangerous voyage face another danger: ruthless human smugglers. From southern Thailand, NHK World Soichiro Tanizawa reports.
The tide of Rohingya refugees heading south across the sea is getting faster. More than 7,500 boat people have reached Thai waters in just 6 months. These Rohingyas were found at an isolated rubber plantation in southern Thailand. Human smugglers confined scores of them for 6 weeks.
They hit us with wood, punched and kicked us. We were divided into small groups by the smugglers. We were afraid about what would happen to us.
Most Rohingyas fleeing Myanmar initially head for Malaysia, hoping to find protection among its Muslim majority. Many drown at sea and others face detention by Thai authorities. But there's another threat. Human smugglers catch Rohingyas who want to go to Malaysia and hide them in southern Thailand.
After we were caught at sea, smugglers carried us away in sacks and put us on a truck. They threatened us. They tried to force us to pay $2,000, but because we have no money, they beat us.
We traveled to an island that's become one of the main smuggling routes to Malaysia, which is just 10 kilometers away. One night in January, some 50 Rohingyas were abandoned here.
This is a cabin where Rohingya took shelter after surviving a dangerous sea journey. Scores of people were hiding with no idea where to go or what the future would hold.
They were confined without food or water. Smugglers took what money they had and abandoned them. On the island, we met a man who works inside the smuggling network. He says this shadowy, illegal group has never been busier.
We know Rohingyas can't live in Myanmar anymore. If we promise to take them to Malaysia, they'll quickly pay large smuggling fees. If we don't like them, we sometimes just throw them into the sea.
The man gives details about the people operating the human smuggling network.
There are Burmese and Thais in the smuggling network. I'm also sure both military and police officers are also tied up in this. Without them, smuggling would be impossible.
Allegations about the involvement of officers have made headlines in local media. Authority says it's untrue.
This kind of business can't be done by individuals acting alone. They do it as a network. But an investigation by the police has shown our people were not involved.
Rohingyas flee violence and risk making a dangerous sea voyage. But those who survive are confronted by another harsh reality. There is no safe place to go.
I left my family in Myanmar, and I don't know what has happened to them. I want to know why our life is so hard. Why do we have to struggle like this just to live? I don't know why.
The UN Refugee Agency is urging the international community to protect the Rohingyas. But with few countries willing or able to act, these unwanted people will continue to set out to sea, not knowing what fate awaits them. Soichiro Tanizawa, NHK World, Hajai, Southern Thailand.
And that will wrap up our bulletin. I'm Pachari Raksa-wong in Bangkok.
Pachari, thanks. A pianist who became an American hero at the height